Hey, Vegan Cupid here. If you can hear me, can you please leave a comment and type yes? And if this is your first time joining one of my live videos, I would love for you to authorize StreamYard so that you can so that I can see you commenting, okay? Because without the authorization, I won't see when you're making live comments who you are, all right? So you can go to streamyard.com/Facebook. It just takes a second and you just need to do it once, okay? So would greatly appreciate if you could do that so that I can see who's commenting. Hey, Kristen, thanks for joining. So Vegan Cupid here, and just like every other Thursday, I am going live every week to cover different topics, right? And I want to answer, this is a great opportunity for me to answer your questions live, to drop some truth bombs, and all kinds of fun stuff, okay? So I want to see who is here today watching live. So leave me an emoji, your favorite emoji, in the comments and tell me how your summer is going. And if you have any exciting plans coming up, I want to hear all about it, okay? So, and whether you're watching live or you are watching the replay, I will still go in and read all of your comments, okay? And I will personally reply to all of them. So please feel free to leave comments at any time with questions, feedback, letting me know that what I'm saying is resonating with you. And remember, this group is private. That means that none of your friends or family will be seeing what you're posting, okay? So it's totally a safe space. And we are getting a bunch of new members again. So I'm going to be doing a quick little intro every time for those of you who don't know me, okay? I'm Karen, also known as Vegan Cupid. I am a vegan matchmaker and coach. I love people, I love animals, and I love love. I've been helping vegan singles find love for the last 9 years. 9 years. Yes, it's a long time. And I have a network of over 20,000 plus veg singles across USA and Canada. I am a relationship builder and a people connector. Okay. So again, every Thursday I go live from this group addressing all kinds of fun topics. And if you have any suggestions for topics you would like for me to cover, leave me a comment and let me know. Okay. So today's topic is you are wasting your time doing all the wrong things. Oh, so I've had some really interesting Cupid calls lately, and I wanted to talk about them because I'm noticing some pretty similar themes in this group, as well as on my calls. So, it's telling me that if more than one person is experiencing the same thing, a lot of people might be experiencing the same thing, okay? So, for example, the other day I spoke to a man, he's 40 years old, never married, and he admitted that he has really low self-confidence. He told me that he's embarrassed that he hasn't been able to find love at his age. And, he wants to settle down and start a family. And he says that he's given up on finding love, which is really sad to me. And he's gone through two really bad breakups. And those breakups left him feeling resentful, scared, and it resulted in him having low self-esteem. And, that again, that happens to a lot of people. And so, his last breakup was especially hard, he was telling me, because they were together, they broke up, and then they got back together, and then they broke up again. And I hear again, this is something that I see very frequently, people breaking up, getting back together. And, unfortunately, it just almost never works out because there is a reason why you broke up in the first place. But there's a reason why people get back together. And that's because it's the easy and comfortable thing to do, right? So people, they want to give it another shot and see if it'll work. And I asked him, like, okay, so you say you're ready for a relationship. What kinds of things have you done to try to find love? And he told me that he's been doing the dating apps, swiping mindlessly, hoping for a connection, even though deep down inside he knows it's like searching for a needle in a haystack. And he's been single for quite some time. And because the dating apps weren't working for him, he, he started to feel like there was something wrong with him. And that, again, that's really sad to me, because a lot of people struggle with the dating apps, and it's not you, it's the nature of the dating apps. And so why is he just continually mindlessly swiping on the dating apps like so many people? Because it's the easy thing to do, right? And if you it's normal to want to do whatever is easier, but repeating the same patterns over and over again is kind of the definition of insanity, right? It's not going to get you different results. It's just going to, make you feel even more disconnected, lonely, and frustrated. So I asked him a really deep question, and this is what I do on my Cupid calls. I ask deep questions to figure out where you're at, where you want to be, and if I can help you. Okay. And the same thing I try to do in my group. I try to ask a lot of deep questions, same thing in these lives, because I want you guys to really think about it. Okay. So the deep question that I asked him, that I ask almost everyone, is, if he had actually let go of the past relationships, of the traumas, of the bad breakups, the hurt and the resentment that he said that he was experiencing. And his answer was he wasn't sure. But the truth is that he hasn't. And that's what's preventing him from being able to find love. And it's like, once you give yourself permission to let go, you feel a huge sense of relief, like a big weight has been shifted off your shoulders. And, and after that, you feel more free, you're more happy, you're more optimistic about life. So, really, really think about that. If you're feeling really, stuck, like, think about, have I been able to let go of my past relationship, of whatever is potentially holding me back? And another woman, this really sweet woman, she's 47 years old, never married. She's had a couple of relationships throughout her life. The longest one was 2 years, and he turned out to be a sociopath. That's really heavy. Another woman that I spoke to, really sweet woman in her 50s. She was married to a narcissist for quite some time, and she recently got divorced. And she's just now starting a new chapter in her life, and I am so proud of her. I had a great call with her. And most recently, I posted in the group, I did a poll, and it was, what annoyed you the most about your past partner or your last relationship? And 50 plus of you said that your partners were big fat liars. I was shocked. I was shocked that so many people are, again, experiencing similar things, right? And I'm just going to read some comments here. So Kristen is saying, plus swiping can be addictive for people, not healthy, can be superficial. Yeah, I'm going to talk more about the dating apps in a few minutes, but yeah, definitely. Gina is saying, thanks for doing this. I am coming on because I am seeking advice, particularly subject today. I have been on 3 dates with a man. We had 3 dates in 3 days. He expressed extreme interest in me on the first date. I tried to postpone the second date, but long story short, he showed intense interest and kept asking me to see me the very next day for date 2. So I agreed. After date 3, I decided to slow things down. And I told him our next date would be this coming Sunday, 5 days apart. Thank you for sharing that, Gina. We can go into that a bit deeper afterwards. So yeah. So let me ask you again, if you're watching live or the replay, I want you to think about this, okay? Um, do you think that you are attracting the wrong kind of love? And I want you to take a minute to really think about it, okay? Answer honestly in the comments. Do you think you are attracting the wrong kind of love? Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple of seconds to really think about it. And again, if you're watching the replay, I want you to answer this question as well, okay? So another woman that I spoke to recently, she lives in Texas, and she said that she can't find a single vegan man in Texas because we all know Texas is a meat and potato state, and that she wants to move to the West Coast because there are tons of vegans there. And my response to her was, I asked her, would you be surprised if I told you that the majority of my clients are in the West Coast? What does that tell you? And so, I explained to her that yes, there are lots of vegans in the West Coast. I lived there for 8 years, so I know all about it. But people still struggle to find love there. And it's not because there aren't enough vegan singles. It's because they're not taking the right approach, right? Either they're not taking the right approach, they're blocking their own love lives, they're not putting themselves out there. It's not because there's not enough vegan singles. And she was shocked when I said that. And, I'm pretty sure a light bulb went off in her head when I said that. A lot of people think the solution is to move somewhere that has more vegans, but that is not the solution. The reality is you just need to find one person. Okay, one person. There are billions of people on this planet. It's truly not impossible to find love. Okay, people find love every single day. It's all about your mindset, how you approach it, your attitude, your confidence, whether or not you love yourself. Like it's all about the deep inner work, okay? So, so on the vegan topic thing, if you're going on dates with people who don't respect your lifestyle choices, I can guarantee that you are wasting your time. Most people think they're staying true to their core values, but they're not. And I'll give you an example of this. I really feel like giving examples is really, hits home. So, I worked with a client. She spent 2 decades dating and feeling frustrated because she couldn't find any veg men. And so she went on a bunch of dates with men who were not vegan. And the problem was that she was sitting, across the table, and she was miserable having to watch someone eat a non-vegan meal in front of her. Or her date would take her somewhere where all she could eat on the menu was salad, right? I'm sure we've all been there. She told me that one time a guy even proposed going to the zoo because she loved animals so much. Yeah, so, most vegans don't understand the whole zoo thing. Um, and so have you been on similar dates, where you've been on a date with someone who hasn't been vegan, and what's it been like? Tell me about it. And again, I am not here to judge. I am not here to say that, you can only date a vegan. That is not my stance. I've been vegan for 15 years for the animals, but I am super non-judgmental, and I support anyone on whatever journey they are in. Okay. So So yeah, tell me about a time where you went on a date with someone who wasn't vegan and what it was like. I'd love to hear it. So, so when I started working with this client, I pointed out that she would never find her soulmate if she was compromising on her core values. And yes, relationships are about compromise, but let's face it, if someone doesn't respect one of your most basic values, they really can't meet some of your basic needs either. And that just leads to frustration. So when my client started connecting with vegan men who shared her values and interests, her frustrations disappeared. And not only did having men with similar values and interests, brought to her save her time and stress, but she actually started enjoying dating again. And at the age of 42, she didn't want to keep wasting time, because she knew that she would never be truly happy with someone who didn't align with her values of being vegan. And she no longer wanted to, you know, be sitting across someone at the table who was not, eating a vegan meal. So that was just that was just her, right? Like, and like a lot of people feel the same way, right? So, and I can already hear what your objections are. You might be saying, but I have stayed true to my values. There are just no veg singles out there. And if you've said this before, give me a thumbs up in the comments, okay? And be honest, because this is something that I hear every single day. And I get it. When you choose to date someone who doesn't respect a value as important as being vegan, what you're truly saying is that you're willing to compromise on your own happiness and your desires to be known. And if you are looking for a true connection with someone, having the same moral beliefs and ethics, it's a great start. And, but it goes way beyond just food, like it does for many vegans. You're talking about so much more, right? It's a total lifestyle. And you need to be with someone who is comfortable living your life, all of it, with you. And just a side note that yes, dating someone who aligns with you and is vegan is a great start. However, here's a secret: they still might not be right for you. Okay? And this is what, you'll learn more about in my program if you join my program. And so dating someone who's not vegan is a total deal breaker for lots of people for many different reasons, right? And so let's talk some more about those dating apps. Okay. I've had some pretty lively conversations in this group on the topic of dating apps. And same thing with my emails. I sent an email and got lots of responses, lots of, mix of different emotions. And I would love for you to tell me, if you've tried the dating apps and if they've worked for you, because they can work for some people, right? They absolutely can. And if you're on my email list, I shared that I actually found my partner on Bumble. But did I enjoy the process? No. Was it really frustrating? Yes. Did I feel totally disconnected? Yes. Did I almost give up? Yes. So, it's I feel you guys, okay? So again, they can work. They worked in my case and they worked in many other people's case, but it can be really frustrating and a huge time suck and leave you feeling even more disconnected. Okay. And more often than not, they don't work as well as examining the things that are keeping you stuck from finding a partner and having a true plan to find the veg love that you want. right? And quite often they are the long way to finding that person. And so let me ask you, like, if you are doing the dating apps, are you spending countless hours swiping left and right? To me, it just feels like shopping, and that's exactly what it felt like when I was doing it. And it doesn't feel authentic when you're doing this. And this is actually where I came up with the whole idea of doing the blind love experiment, which, if you haven't watched, highly recommend watching it. It's in the pinned post, in the post where I welcome new members. If you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see a link of all my live videos, and that one is there. And if you are not familiar with what it was, basically, I did a couple months ago. I had one of my clients who was a bachelor, and I found 3 potential matches for him, which were women who were in my Veg Love vault. And the whole idea was that you can absolutely develop a connection with someone without knowing what they look like. It was so much fun. And I'm actually going to be recording, doing a live video with Joe, the Bachelor, soon, and we're going to talk about after the show what happens. And I do plan on doing another blind love experiment. It was a lot of work, but yeah, I'm going to be planning on doing it again. So stay tuned to find out more about that. So what's the solution if you're doing all the wrong things? The solution is do the right things and figure out exactly, where you're compromising, where you're wasting time, and make a plan that is right for you, which is what I help my clients do. I help them put together a plan to how and where they will find vegan love. And, you know, and you might be asking, like, but Karen, what are the right things? And the truth is that it's different for everyone. Yes, the finding the veg love journey is similar in some ways to a lot of people, but it's also about your blocks and the things that are holding you back, right? So that's not the same for everyone. And, if you want to know what that is for you, then let's chat. And I've opened up a few spots in my calendar for action takers, the people who have decided that they are sick of repeating the patterns and compromising themselves, okay? And you're tired of wasting time, okay? Time is the only thing you can't buy more of. That's kind of where my post idea came from, that I posted the other day, asking what it is that you would buy more of if you could. I want to see how many people would say time. And during our Cupid call, I can guarantee that you'll have some pretty major aha moments. And if I discover that there is an opportunity to help you find veg love, and it's mutually agreed upon that you want my help, I'll make you an offer. But I don't work with just anyone. And I won't make you an offer if you're not ready. Okay. So if you want to uncover your patterns and blocks and learn more about exactly what you'll have to do to find veg love, book a call with me. Okay. The link is in the video description, and I will also post it in the comments. And if you're not ready to explore, that's up to you. In the meantime, you can always get in the Veg Love vaults if you're not already. And the Veg Love Vault is my database where I find potential matches for my clients. And you'll also get to know about all the cool stuff that I'm up to, like the blind love experiment, the Zoom hangouts that I'm going to room maybe in the next month or so. And that link is also in the video description. Okay. So, and I'll answer questions in a couple minutes. So if you have any questions, now is a great time to pop them in the comments. Okay. So, life is short, and sometimes we block ourselves and waste precious time. So, I want you to do one thing. I want you to drop in the comments, that you commit to stop wasting your time okay? That you commit to, whether, so what it is that you're committing to stop doing, okay? That is wasting your time. So that can be something like no more swiping for hours, no more going on dates with people who are just not right for you. And I want, here's a question. What will you give yourself permission to stop doing? Okay. So write it here. This is your promise to yourself, whether you are watching live or the replay. Write it here, please. Okay. And if you want to know what else to stop doing now to find love, book a call. Okay. So I'm going to read through the questions right now. So Gina says, I'm sorry the comment got cut off, so I didn't see the question. The question was, I feel I want to cancel a date Sunday before he hasn't reached out since before he, not sure I understand. So basically you had a couple dates booked with him, scheduled with him, and then you decided that you want to slow things down and you're considering canceling the date before he hasn't reached out. Do you think what I'm doing is wrong? I mean, you're the only one that knows, right? If what you're doing is right or wrong. Really listen to your gut. If you think that things are progressing too fast, it's probably an indication that he's not the right fit for you, okay? And that you may not be ready. I remember when I was in the beginning stages of dating my current partner, um, we had multiple dates in 1 week and it was magical and the fun never stopped. The conversations never stopped. It was an amazing feeling. So if you don't feel amazing about it, after date number 2, then, it just might not be a right fit. Or again, just really try to sit with it and analyze, like, what is it that I'm feeling? And really, think about that. Okay. Um, Oh yeah, so you said you meant to say that you want to cancel Sunday because he hasn't reached out. Well, maybe he hasn't reached out for a reason, right? Maybe something came up. And that's something I always tell people is do not make any assumptions ever, okay? Things happens, shit happens. Never make assumptions. Just reach out and ask. Ask what's going on, right? There's nothing wrong with asking, getting in touch with people. So don't hold back, okay? I don't believe in dating rules and etiquettes and all that crap, okay? So just do what feels right to you, okay? Um, Kristen says, I dated a man who was a sociopathic narcissist too. After learning from the guy I was with after him how toxic my prior relationship was, I will never put myself through that again. Being afraid to lose such a toxic person. Wish I knew better at the time. Lesson learned. Learn how to love myself more. Yeah, that's really hard. Really, really hard. I'm just realizing more and more these days that so many people, unfortunately, are with partners who are sociopath, narcissists, and it's really sad. It's really sad. I can't say myself that I've ever been through that, so I can't really imagine, but I've heard from a lot of my clients, and the most important thing really is to seek therapy. What I do is I am not a therapist, right? But I definitely help people look at dating and love and relationships in a totally different way, and I help them get ready for relationship. And make most importantly, I help my clients realize how amazing they are, and I help with their confidence. I help them love themselves more. I do all that feel good stuff. So all right, Gina, glad that answered your question. Okay, so I think that's all for now. But again, if you want to explore more with me to try to find out, what you can do to stop wasting your time so that you can find Veg Love, I would love, love to talk to you. Okay, so I hope you have an amazing day, and I will catch you live next week. Bye.